Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we proudly present our spectacular show of podcast magic and imagination full of Disney wonder, news, and pop culture. It's the Main Street Electrical Podcast with Jenn Dave and David Dollar.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Dave.
We're in the same room.
Oh my God. What?
It's the Main Street Electrical Podcast, live and on location from Dockside. It's
Literally
summer.
from Dockside. You're
Endless
like
Summer
losing your
Resort.
face, so
I know.
YouTube's
Well,
like
I can't.
losing. I'm like, whatever. Sorry, we're like
Sorry, Heather.
sharing a screen.
Endless Summer Resort over here in Universal Orlando,
Yes.
where our entire group of the most wonderful agents ever,
Literally,
and
16
Kyla,
of us,
all
fantastic
hanging out
people.
together, doing our thing, and just
Right.
doing Universal today, Universal tomorrow, and
Yep.
so because we're on location, this is going to be kind of a quick episode, but we want to
Yep.
make sure we come on and talk a little bit about Universal.
We have to talk about Universal.
First of
we're
all,
doing it.
I have to ask you, Jen, how did you Universal today?
I Universal today by like being in Universal, and it was fabulous. It was exciting.
It's an easy question.
Literally. How did you Universal today?
I Butterbeered. That's how I Universal.
Oh, solid.
I
I
Butterbeer.
did Butterbeer today.
Was
You
good.
Butterbeer tomorrow.
Yes. Well,
I didn't
thankfully
know
there's
that
like
was
2 or 3 different places to get it, which is
That's
good.
good.
So
That's good.
Harry Potter Resort, because we were in the Harry Potter area for like half the day.
Well, because
there's-
I love that area
There's
so much. It's
a
so
lot
good.
to do there, so which
So much to do.
is fun. So yeah, that's how I Universal. I mean, I Disneyed by wearing a Disney shirt, like in the room. So let's just say that, whatever. But hey,
Yeah,
we're talking about
whatever.
Universal. We're talking about
Universal
Universal.
today.
Universal. So we're gonna come on and we want to talk a little bit about the things we love about Universal and why a Universal trip should be something to consider, and maybe like 5 things we love about Universal. To do about
There's
Universal.
more things than 5,
There's a lot
but
of things
we're
to
going to
do.
highlight 5.
Yes.
Top 5 today.
So I made a list here, my little 5 or 6 things, and the first thing I'm going to throw out is the VelociCoaster.
Oh my gosh.
This coaster is fantastic.
It's so smooth.
It's amazing.
It
so
is so smooth.
it's, of course, Jurassic Park Dominion
Yes.
comes out this weekend. I haven't seen the movie. I don't know how good it is.
Well, it hasn't come out yet.
It comes out tomorrow?
Probably.
Friday?
It's
Friday.
tomorrow Thursday?
Tomorrow's Thursday. It's Friday.
Yes.
Friday.
Friday.
I want to see it. I don't know how good it is. I have no idea. But it's all premised on that right there. Of
Yes.
course, you've got the Velociraptors that are in there, and you got the different
It was
animatronics
like
and stuff.
crazy.
And
It
so
was crazy good.
it launches really well. It's got several
my gosh.
inversions. It's just really, really, really fun. So
I was so ready because that's all quasi-producer Heather could talk about after she wrote it. I was so excited. Holy cows. It was like...
now we've got
incredible.
some other agents in the room, and I'm going to yell at our friend Meredith. Meredith, come here, please. Now, Meredith was fun because Meredith had been saying to quasi-producer Heather how much she was going to ride the VelociCoaster, how much she was going to scream at the VelociCoaster.
Heather.
Tell us about your experience on the VelociCoaster. Somebody who likes thrill rides, but had
Yes.
seen the coaster and was like, I'm a little freaked out by this coaster. Holy crap. Expectations met, lowered. You were
Right.
scared. It was awesome. What VelociCoaster? Tell us about it.
So I psyched myself up a little bit because it's a very impending looking coaster. And you see the drop, like the drop is what you see. That's
Right.
It's 80 degrees, down, and it's intimidating. And I was a little bit nervous, like how much am I gonna feel this? You hear the screams, like you get a look at it, like
Yeah.
with the queue. When you're walking through the queue, you see different bits of it as you go, and. I got front row, so got the
Yes,
full
you did.
experience.
Quasi-producer Heather was like front row for Meredith.
Yes, it's a little intimidating.
So funny.
And my other concern was, it's not the straps.
It's a
the,
lap bar.
It's a
It's
lap
a
bar.
lap
Yeah.
bar.
It's a lap bar.
And you're thinking, oh my gosh, is it going to be enough?
Right.
But it was fantastic. It was intense, but in a really good way. It was enjoyable. I didn't feel it like I thought I was going to feel it, I think, because it is so smooth. But I came out of my seat, did a little boop boop a couple of times. So you get a little airtime there. There are some G-forces. And it is fast. It is really fast.
Right.
But it was so much. About halfway through, I'm like, okay, not gonna die. That's fantastic, and just enjoyed it. Like it was so much fun, and
Right.
it's fun riding with people who are also excited to be there. So it was great. I enjoyed it. I was pleased. Like I would do it again.
Yeah, all the same. I mean,
I would do it
honestly,
again.
all the same stuff.
Literally all
It's
the
so
same.
Yeah.
fantastic. Cool. Thank you, Meredith.
You're
that was
welcome.
awesome. Very good. her podcast debut. So, no, VelociCoaster is great. It's one of those I would recommend if you're going to ride it, do it first thing in the morning.
Yep.
Express Pass does not work on VelociCoaster.
Does not.
You're not going to get the short line. Now, they do have single rider. Do they have single rider lines? Did we see that?
Did they have single rider on the
I remember seeing single rider.
Okay.
No, Hagrid's has single rider.
Hagrid's does, but we're not
but
sure.
I don't think Velocity.
Either way, goes to first thing in the morning.
We only waited like 35 minutes.
Yeah, the line
were
will
like-
build as we were coming out, like maybe 20 minutes after park actually opened. We got early entry because
Yep.
we were on site. I mean, the line I think was like 55 minutes, and I think we've determined that sometimes the line wait itself is not as long as posted time.
Correct.
Which Disney does that too, but to chance it, don't chance it. Just
Don't chance
go
it.
there first thing
Just
in the morning.
go.
So.
Just go. Honestly, though, like the line kept moving, which I think is huge.
Right.
Because nobody's jumping in front of you, really, because there's
Right.
no express pass. So you keep moving, and you know, we're with friends. It was fine.
Right. So you actually wrote down Gringotts as opposed to VelociCoaster. Now,
I
I'm sorry.
also
You also wrote down
wrote
VelociCoaster.
down
Yes. But you,
VelociCoaster.
but one other thing you liked was Gringotts.
Was
correct?
Gringotts,
Okay,
which is in the opposite park.
Right.
Of course, VelociCoaster is in Islands of Adventure.
yes.
Gringotts is in Diagon Alley, which is
Yes.
in Universal
Yes.
side.
There are two parts to Harry Potter. One
Right.
is in Islands of Adventure, which is the Hogsmeade,
Which
the
is the
original
Hogsmeade
version
Village.
from 2008. That's where the castle ride is.
Yep.
That's where the Hippogriff is. That's the original. You take the Hogwarts Express over
Yep.
to Universal Studios, and that's where you find Diagon Alley, which
Yep.
is where you find Gringotts Bank.
which are like Gringotts.
What do you love about Gringotts Bank?
So I love the theming.
Mm-hmm.
I love, whereas I do enjoy the Forbidden Journey, but that one like sort of like it can really make you like,
Right.
like it's kind of crazy. And there's pretend spiders in it, which I don't like.
Right.
I hate freaking spiders.
And
so
the snake is in the other one. That's in the
yeah,
Forbidden
that's
Journey.
as well. So we watched the snake bite Kyla's head off. Today, like right there.
Right.
I love the theming of the attraction. Because I did enjoy those movies. I liked like
Right.
sort of that era of the Harry Potter movies, like especially good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a fun ride. I don't know. I love, and again, the whole thing like with the elevator taking you down into the bank vaults, the money changers. Like it's
Right.
just
It's an unusual
so
attraction,
well
too.
done. It's so well done.
That's the way they've done with the Universal. Well, Universal has done with the Harry Potter attractions is they've made them not just straight roller coasters. Even Hagrid's, which is on my list.
Yeah.
Hagrid's is the motorbike adventure. You
That's
ride
super fun.
two by two. One's in the motorcycle, one's in the sidecar. Did you ride this? You rode it earlier today, didn't you?
I
That's right,
rode it
you did
earlier
ride
today. I did. I rode sidecar.
Okay, I was in motorcycle for the second time
Okay.
in a row, and it's fantastic. Got several launches, like 3 launches in the coaster itself.
So good.
There's a couple of surprises in there. You see
are.
animatronic the creatures and stuff, and
Yep.
it does tell a story of
It
retrieving these animals and unicorns or whatever. And it's just a fun ride.
It's really neat.
Doesn't go very high and even all that fast,
No,
but
I
it's
mean
just it's banking,
it's
a
like
lot
the
of banking.
acceleration. It's
Exactly.
the banking turns. It's just like it's cool. It's visually very very stunning.
So a question I have now is for somebody who doesn't know very much about Harry Potter, and I'm going to
Okay.
call our friend Agent Kyla over here to talk for a second, because she is somebody who doesn't
She does
know
not.
lickety split about Harry Potter, and I want to get her take on: can you even enjoy the Harry
this
Potter areas without knowing anything about Harry Potter? So Kyla, that's come sit on the green seat here, and so from your perspective. How do you take the Harry Potter areas walking? Because you were looking at me going, "What is that? What is that? I saw that in a movie once. What is this?" So I mean, how do you enjoy the Harry Potter areas when you don't know a lot about Harry Potter?
I feel like with Universal, Harry Potter is the best part because it's so detailed and so immersive.
Okay.
And you don't get that, in my opinion, as much in the rest of the park. So
Okay.
I like details. I can appreciate them, and not being a huge Harry Potter fan or reading books, I can appreciate the details and how much like effort and time went into creating it.
So even though you didn't really know a lot about like a lot of them, I mean, obviously you know Harry Potter and Hermione, you've heard those names, but even not knowing a lot about the little details and stuff, it's something you can still enjoy. I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a great time.
and Gringotts. Did you like Gringotts? Did you like Hagrid's? You haven't ridden Hagrid's yet, have you?
I did not
Did
do
not, but you've done
Hagrid's.
Gringotts.
I like both rides. I do not appreciate the snake part.
Yeah, the snake part was pretty funny. That was pretty hilarious.
It bit my head off, and I did not like that.
That, of course, was a 3D snake that really had no bearing on coming anywhere close to your face because it was on a screen. But it was like kind of out of nowhere. It was all of a sudden like, there's a snake, boom, and then
I was technically
Yes.
front row. Did not
yes,
appreciate
it was myself and then our agent Cliff and then a bunch of girls. And Cliff and I were laughing, and then all of a sudden all the girls were like, ah! It was pretty great. Thank you, Kyla, putting you on the spot. That was fantastic. So that's Hagrid's, VelociCoaster, Gringotts. Now, the next thing on my list, of course, is Butterbeer.
Which I did not have today. I cannot
Which
believe
you
I
will
didn't
have
have
Butterbeer.
Butterbeer. I will
Butterbeer
have Butterbeer.
is the quintessential Harry Potter beverage.
It is. It's so good.
And it's butterscotch, basically. Like, it's a butterscotchy kind of flavor.
Butterscotch.
It's got the foam on top and everything,
Yep.
and you can get it frozen, you can get it hot, you can get it
Not
just
hot today.
cold, you can get it ice cream. I had Butterbeer cream, which is like a pudding. It was
Oh.
good, a little too much, a little too
Okay,
sweet.
a little too thick.
Meredith, of course, had the ice cream, and she raved about it. Again, I thought that was a little too sweet, but the Butterbeer just itself was fantastic.
Butterbeer is so refreshing. It's so refreshing.
Kylie, you had the frozen Butterbeer, correct?
Loved it.
She loved it. There you
frozen
go.
Butterbeer is good.
There you go. Now it's six or $7, I think.
Yeah.
And Kelly, Agent Kelly's also in the room. Butterbeer. You had the regular. You had the frozen. What you have? Regular. How'd you like it?
Regular.
Delicious.
Yeah, she actually started calling for Butterbeer like in the line of some of the rides. She was like, "When are we getting to Butterbeer? Why are we not getting?"
I mean,
why-
that's a fair question,
Yeah,
though.
fair question. It was great.
Why
So Butterbeer.
didn't I get Butterbeer?
I don't know. You've been doing this a while.
I don't know.
You're not good at this.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So.
Gosh.
Now, you also, let's see, we did Butterbeer, and then I guess the next thing on the list here is talk about restaurants, Toothsome.
Well, I like to eat.
You like to eat. I like to eat. We all like to eat. That sounded rude.
I
You,
like
you
to eat.
apparently do like to eat, don't you?
I mean, I do. Yeah, so it's not where we ate tonight.
No,
It's where
no.
we're eating tomorrow.
Right.
Toothsome Chocolate Emporium.
What do we love about Toothsome? Because we went there last
The
year.
menu. Okay,
Mhm.
the whole menu. I love all of it. This is weird though. I love the Brussels sprouts. Those Brussels sprout appetizer is freaking
That is
crazy.
strange.
I know that's so strange. I don't care though. I love them.
Mhm.
And the desserts. The desserts are great.
Right.
I mean, as you might imagine, it's
Right.
chocolate emporium, so it's so good. The theming, it's also that like steampunk kind of like funky. I don't know. I just think the food's really good. So I like the atmosphere.
And they have got a great milkshake menu. I am not somebody.
I'm not
like,
a big milkshake
I don't.
drinker,
Well, I
but-
don't like those milkshakes where you pay like $9 for a milkshake, and it has like a cupcake on top with a candy bar shoved to the side. There's a piece of bacon. There's a piece of fish. Somebody got a broccoli over here. It's just like a salad concoction dessert. I don't like all that because it falls off when you eat and just whatever. I had one last year, and I probably will get one tomorrow night. It was a birthday cake milkshake, and they had a piece of birthday cake on top, and the whole thing was delicious.
Oh, wow.
Like, also, I was sitting at a table where I could take it off and put it on a plate and eat it versus walking around and falling over, and I can't
Yeah.
do that or whatever. But Toothsome is great. It's a great location. It's a restaurant that if you want, very few restaurants, I would say, at Universal, quote-unquote, sell out. I mean, maybe day of, you can't find something.
No,
or
I mean
whatever.
some of them do.
Some of them do,
Some of them do.
but you know, if you're going like a week or two, you probably have a pretty good shot at getting most things you want at a decent time. For the
Toothsome
most part, Toothsome, however, you want to
Not
get
all.
on immediately. So how do you, besides calling your local travel agent, how do you get Toothsome? There's a site online, Universal site.
Yeah, it's on the Universal. So they use an app called Zomato.
Okay.
Tomato with a Z.
Okay.
And so you can make reservations that way.
Right.
Also, honestly, if you just like Google Toothsome Chocolate Emporium,
Yeah.
it'll like take you like reservations. Click.
Yep.
Then you can like make one.
So tonight for dinner, one of my favorite places, and I've eaten here, this is probably my third or fourth time eating at the one at CityWalk, Margaritaville.
Oh, yeah.
I love the Margaritaville brand. I love the resorts. I like Jimmy Buffett. And the restaurant is just good. I'm
really
a
good.
tropical, flavory
Yep.
kind of person. The drinks that were there, all kinds of tropical flavors, stuff like that. We had a ton of appetizers. I had the coconut shrimp with some sort of
That's what
marmalade.
I had.
It was so
We
good.
were at different tables.
Different
Good.
tables, but it was delicious. Our
So
friend
good.
Alexa had it as well. Meredith got the nachos, which I don't know,
There
Jen.
was a huge portion.
It was the massive,
It was huge.
biggest portion of nachos I've ever
oh
seen.
my gosh, it was like the size of this room.
It was great.
huge.
I mean, and just we had the food was delicious. The food was fantastic, and it's
so
just
good.
it's just good food all
There
around.
was a nice sampling of food,
Yeah.
like with the 16 of us
Right.
who were there. Like we had like the different fish tacos. We had the grilled fish tacos, the fried fish tacos, fish
Yep.
and chips, and like
Yeah,
it was
everybody-
really good.
Well, and at the end of our table, I was sitting close to Kyla, and she insisted on ordering like 4 appetizers. So they were just spread out all over the table, which was delicious. And we had the nachos, and we had the guacamole, and we had the pretzel sticks, and the curds, the cheese curds, which were great. And so it was,
cheese curds
it was
are
good.
good.
It was really, really
really good.
So good food. So yeah, that's the food there is,
Cool.
is wonderful. And the last thing I have on my list here is just the resorts themselves. Although you do want to mention the Mummy, don't you?
I do. I want to mention the Mummy. It's a shout out because I love the Mummy, and Meredith also loves the Mummy. It's one of our favorite rides, guys. It's down right
Yeah.
now.
And it's
They're
going to be open
refurbing
sometime
it.
this summer, I think.
Sometime this summer, but
think.
it doesn't help me right now because I'm sad because I love the Mummy.
Yes.
Like when the little guys pop up, I'm like, "Ah." I'm like, I love it. I love everything about like whatever happened to Brenden Fraser also.
Brenden Fraser, there's a story there.
Is there?
There is a story
Okay.
there. If this were an entertainment podcast, we'd dive into that.
Yeah, well, I don't need
But
to
we're
know
not a
like right
Hollywood
now, but,
podcast,
like,
so we'll
I'm just saying, like, but literally whatever.
when we create a Patreon, we'll do a Brenden
We'll do a
Fraser
Brenden
episode.
Fraser.
We'll get him
There
on.
we go.
We'll get him on the show. I think we might be able to get him.
Really? Okay.
It's possible. It's possible. I don't know. I like Brenden Fraser. So the resorts. Let's talk about the resorts real quick.
Okay,
Of course, there
resorts.
are something like 10, 12 resorts on property now, and they're in
Yeah,
three
there
categories,
are.
much like Disney, where they have value, moderate, deluxe. They have got the value,
Prime value,
and then the premium.
Oh, preferred.
Preferred.
Preferred's in the middle, and
Preferred.
then premium.
So it's prime value, preferred, and then
Value, prime value, preferred, premium.
edit. All right. So what are the categories of the resorts again?
Categories of the resorts: value,
Mm-hmm.
prime value,
Mm-hmm.
preferred,
Okay.
and then premier.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's 4 categories. There
Four
you go.
categories.
I think that's what I was getting thrown off there. Very
Well, there
cool.
were
So-
3 until Dockside
That's right.
opened
okay.
up, and then that became they sort of delineated between the value and the prime
Right.
value.
So basically, Dockside is your value resort.
Correct.
Of the whole of the group. And Dockside, this is where we're all staying
Mm-hmm.
here. We've all got the rooms all over the resort and everything. And there are 2 sides.
Yep.
There is, I say Dockside. It's Endless Summer is what it is.
Endless summer.
There's a dock side and a surf
Surf
side.
side.
They're both very similar, laid out exactly the same. They
Mm-hmm.
have slightly different themings to it. They both have restaurants. They both
Yep.
have Starbucks, whatever. And they both have standard rooms and they have 2-bedroom suites. Now, I will tell you that 2-bedroom is somewhat of a misnomer because it is like your regular standard room with a bedroom off to the side.
off to the side. But it does sleep 6.
It does sleep 6. There are 2 queen beds in here, and then there's a bedroom. You got the bathroom. This is a nice little resort, and it's not that expensive. That's the whole thing about it. I'm recommending families of 4, families of 5, especially with small children, could stay here. No problem. There's a small
Right.
kitchen right behind me here with a microwave and a fridge and a coffee maker. A little sink over here. It's
Mini
comfortable.
fridge, not
mini
full
fridge.
size.
Yeah, mini fridge.
Yeah.
There is just one bathroom, so if you're thinking like All-Star Movie or All-Star Music, which Jen has never actually seen, it doesn't know it exists, but All-Star Music has their family suites. They have 2 bathrooms, but they're also more expensive as well. So something like this with
This is
Dockside,
very affordable.
Very affordable.
Very affordable.
I don't know that I would put 6 adults in here, unless you're like a bunch of college kids who don't care about sleeping all over top
Or
of each
you
other. Who
really like
cares?
each other.
Or you really like each other. But otherwise, it's comfortable. The resort is
Yeah.
clean. The breakfast downstairs we had this morning was really good.
Mm-hmm.
The downside is that it does sit over in the corner of the property, and you do have to take a shuttle to get to the parks. But the shuttle doesn't take that long. And because all the shuttles are going to the same bus stop, there's shuttles running continually. It's not
Yeah.
like you're having to wait for
I've never really waited for a shuttle.
an Animal Kingdom
very
bus or this bus or that bus or a
Right.
Islands bus or whatever. You just grab a bus and head over
And
there
go.
and come back.
Oh, there's a separate one for Volcano Bay, though.
Yeah,
You're
Volcano
right.
Bay. That is a different
bus.
spot. Exactly. So, of course, hopping up, you've got the Cabana Bay,
Yep.
and then you've got the one with the S.
Aventura.
Aventura, and the Sapphire Falls.
Is preferred.
And preferred. Is Sapphire Falls? Okay, preferred. Okay, there you
Wanna
go.
Start that again?
There you go. Oh no, I mean it's Aventura, and is that the only Cabana Bay and Aventura?
Our prime value.
Prime values, and then you
Yep.
hop up to preferred, and that is
Sapphire
Falls. Gotcha. Now I have not stayed in those. I've stayed in this one.
I've toured Aventura.
Yeah.
I've toured Sapphire Falls.
Okay,
I think Sapphire Falls is gorgeous.
it's a gorgeous. I've seen pictures. It's a gorgeous resort.
Honestly, the only reason I don't sell that one more is because it doesn't come with Express Pass.
Right,
But it's a beautiful
and Express Pass,
resort.
of course, comes with it Premier Resorts, and that is your Portofino, that is your Royal Pacific, and your Hard
Hard
Rock.
Rock.
And the Express Pass you can purchase with a ticket,
Yep.
with a regular ticket in any of the resorts, or
Right.
even just purchasing a ticket.
Right.
It will run you anywhere from $120, $130 to $250, $300
Depending
per person.
on season.
I sold some last July for a family, and they paid for their family as 6 or 7. They paid $280 each for one day.
Yep.
For the Express Pass,
Yep.
and I'm like,
So
there you
honestly,
go.
staying at those premier resorts can be worth every extra penny.
Yes.
Because oh my gosh, it includes it for every day of your stay.
Yep, every day you stay.
Every day of your stay. Like the day you check in, it counts.
The resorts are great. They're beautiful. They're themed differently. Royal Pacific's themed more of a
South Pacific.
South Pacific Polynesian kind of theme, whereas your Hard Rock is your Hard Rock. I mean, that's your Hard Rock, your rock and roll kind of theme. And then your Portofino Bay is more of like an Italian
Italy,
kind.
it looks
And that's your
beautiful.
favorite, right?
Oh my gosh, Portofino is my favorite. I love the proximity of Hard Rock.
Right.
But I just love the theming of I loved Italy. So like I loved Portofino. It's so peaceful. It's so quiet. And the rooms are ginormous.
Yeah.
Like the biggest
Yeah,
rooms. They're huge.
because isn't it like an older resort? So I mean, if
It's been around for a while. They've refurbished it,
If I
but it's
remember
been
correctly,
around
last
for a
time I went in, and this is something people don't think about, but there is a large amount of space between the end of the bed and the TV and the wall. Like that walking
huge.
space is huge, and it's just sets up the room being huge.
amazing.
So the last thing I want to bring up, of course, things we love about Universal, is I want to talk about donuts.
All right.
And I'm saying that because my roommate for the night and our good friend Agent Cliff brought in a big box of Voodoo Donuts. Cliff, can you come join us for just a minute?
Come on over.
Come on over. I want you to tell us a little bit about Voodoo Donuts. I know that was something that's pretty special for you because you went in there tonight. Now, Voodoo Donuts, what's it like? What are we going? What are we expecting to see besides just donuts? Is it a Krispy Kreme kind of place? What's Voodoo Donuts?
It's over the top. Everything's just crazy over the top. It's fun. It's just funny donuts. If you're the type of person who offends easy, it may not be the place for you. Just saying. But you're talking like a donut. One of them is a donut, I believe, called Oh Captain, My Captain, that is just piled high with Captain Crunch cereal on top of it. Things like that. So, yeah, they've got a little voodoo donut in the shape of like a little voodoo doll that's got Bavarian cream in it and topped with chocolate. So, it's just a fun place. But the donuts are really
Now,
good.
price-wise, I mean, like a donut or two, is it still kind of pricey? Or I mean, you brought in a dozen, so you were like
I brought in
you were
4.
refinancing your house for that. But I mean,
I brought in 4. I paid $9.75.
Okay, that's not bad.
Your basic donuts, like your glazed and your chocolate covered, are about $1.50, $1.75.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
The nicer ones, like they got a Oreo covered one. It's like $2.75.
Cool.
So
Very good.
So like I say, I got 4 for $9.75.
Awesome. Thank you, Cliff. That's fantastic. Cool. Voodoo Donuts. There you go. So the things we love about Universal. We love VelociCoaster, Hagrid's. We love the Butterbeer. We love Margaritaville. We love Dockside and Surfside. Portofino. Gringotts. Toothsome. We love the Mummy, even if it's not open. And Voodoo Donuts. So,
And Voodoo Donuts.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So there you go, folks. If you're wondering about Universal, should you come to Universal? Yes. And if you're a Disney family and you're like, should we go to Universal? I'm going to say try it out. Give it a day or two. Give it a night or two to come over for a night or two to try Universal and see if you like it. You will love it. You may be like, you know what? I love Universal. I love Disney. I'm going to do every other time, whatever. I don't know. I want to stay a couple extra days, whatever. Get a feel for it. It's great. It's different, but it's great, and it's not quite as expensive. So yeah, I think it's worth it. I think it's definitely worth a visit because there's just a lot to do here. There's a lot to do.
There
a lot to
is,
love.
and we have another full day tomorrow.
Yep.
So we'll have more news on that next week.
So,
but yeah, tonight we're wanted to get it out.
Very cool. So coming to you from room 11150 on the 11th floor of Dockside Inn. This is, of course, the Main Street Electrical Podcast. Jenn, where can we find you as people will follow all of our adventures?
I am at Upon a Star Jen, and my personal Instagram is at Jen_Novotny.
Perfect. Find me at The Magic on $8 on Instagram. Find me at Magic on $8 and Disney on $8 on Facebook. And, of course, find the show, themscpodcast.com. And also go to uponastartravel.com. And you also can go to Upon a Star Travel on Instagram. And you can find all the people. All the places, too. All the people we talked to tonight, they're all there. You'll be able to find everybody there. And so yeah. So, folks, thank you very much. Alexa and Kelly, who is almost passed out because she's so tired, and Kyla and Meredith and Cliff. That's Jenn. I'm Dave, and hey, don't forget to take your Phoenicians to Universal.
Thank you for listening to the Main Street Electrical Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at the MSE Podcast, or visit our website at themsepodcast.com. Be sure to subscribe, and may all your wishes come true.